Morning. Can you all hear me okay? I want to welcome all of you. I want to welcome you all to the dedication and memorial service that we have planned today for the Portage County United Way. My name is Ron Skrinas. I'm on the board of directors and also on the endowment committee. First, I just wanted to point out that we have here Sue Wilcox. Sue Wilcox, our executive director. Fred Hebelwhite, our director of resource development. Scott is here, our communications and marketing director. We have Mike Onan back there, director of finance. I may be missing a few others, but also many board members from the Portage County United Way are here as well for today's celebration. Before we discuss the three honorees, I want to thank and acknowledge J.R. Wynn and his group. He's the director of Gateway Report Center of the Boys and Girls Club of Portage County, who spruced up this area before today's event with the painting, the mulching, the plants, the cleaning. We appreciate that, and they have been a great volunteer helper for us for a few years now, with helping with the duathlon, with mailing work and other work that we have. So, and also the Born Learning Trail that I'll talk about in a few minutes. So thank you for your group and your assistance. We want to today, of course, honor Edie Krause and Joan Jerns and Sherry McCone, very special people who are loved dearly by their family and friends, and who are appreciated and respected by everyone in the community who knew them, and are in the hearts of the United Way of Portage County board members and staff who knew them well. We really appreciate these three individuals, and Sue is going to talk in a few minutes about each one of them. We also appreciate the gift that was made to the United Way Endowment by them or on their behalf, because that gift will be a legacy. It will serve as a continual benefit to our community through the endowment, helping people here in Portage County. The endowment is, as you may know, is separate from our annual drive. Our annual drive is done in the fall. We raise funds for our member agencies, and those agencies then provide services and assistance to the needy in Portage County. But separate from that, we have an endowment where people can make gifts during their lifetime or as part of their estate plan documents. And why would people do that? Well, first, to leave a legacy here in Portage County is an important reason. Second, because it's tax deductible, so you get a tax benefit. And in particular, there's a benefit if you give 401k or IRA money to the endowment, because your heirs or beneficiaries would pay tax on that, but the endowment is able to receive that tax-free. Another possibility would be to endow your annual giving. So if you normally give, as an example, $1,000 to the Stevens Society each year, in your estate planning documents, you could provide that a gift of $20,000 to $25,000 could be made to the endowment, where we would then give 4 to 5% of that to worthy projects here in Portage County, which would be about $1,000. So your $1,000 gift would continue on through that endowment contribution. In the past, we've used the endowment funds 2 years ago for the Born Learning Trail just across the river in Cache Park. And that's a trail of stations where families with children can stop and enjoy nature, physical activities, imagination, bonding. They go from one station to another. That was really a collaboration of our endowment plus the Ignite network of young professionals, and contributions in kind from many contractors here in Stevens Point and Plover and the Portage County area who donated materials and time for that. Last year, we used the endowment funds in part for the first ever No Child's Wet Behind program, a tongue twister. We gave $2,500 to that to kick off that program, which is continuing again this year. and also for the Project Fresh Start for students in need to get school supplies to go back to school in the fall. So the funds are being used for good, worthy purposes. We look at a special project every year and make a determination on how that should be spent. So just want to let you know, if you are thinking of making a gift to the endowment, contact Fred Hebelwhite, and he can give you the paperwork and the forms to do that. Now I'm going to turn it over to Sue Wilcox, who has a few comments about each of the 3 special honorees that we're going to discuss today. Sue?
Thank you, Ron. Good morning, everyone. We greatly appreciate you taking time today to really recognize 3 truly amazing women. I know many of you have had our family members or friends, and you can all attest to what remarkable individuals they are. What we'd like to do is just make or read a few remarks after each of them. If anyone feels like they would like to speak on behalf of Sharon or Edie or Joan, we feel free to do so. I'm going to start with Sherry McCone, and her loving husband Dave is here today. We love you, Dave. Sherry. The endless energy and love of life that Sherry McCone gave away so freely makes her loss especially difficult for those that knew and loved her. It's hard to believe that she's been gone from our lives for nearly a year. As a consummate gardener, Sherry loved learning about plants, tending to them and sharing them, and her knowledge about them with others. As a Portage County Master Gardener, Sherry made this modest location right here, the United Circle of Caring, her canvas. Sherry realized the challenges she faced when she began planting, mulching, and caring for this humble parcel. You can see that it's been exposed to road salt and heavy foot traffic, and it has difficult growing conditions. Sherry did remain undeterred. As a testament to her labor of love, this garden lives on, as does her spirit. A spirit that continues to shine each time we recall the special memories of Sherry. Her laugh, her wit, and her eagerness to lend a hand. Together with her husband Dave of 30 years, the 2 moved to Portage County in 2008 and created the home of their dreams on Adams Lake. Sherry, in short, and wasting no time, made her mark. She volunteered at Community Industries, the Sparta Used Book Sale, and United Way, just to name a few. While at Community Industries, her upbeat personality was a delight for clients and volunteers alike. She loved having her hands in the dirt. Sherry will be greatly missed, but her legacy will live on each time we drive by or walk through this humble yet magnificent garden. Sherry, your laughter and love is with us forever. Would anyone like to speak on Sherry, on behalf of Sherry? I know this is a very difficult thing to do. It's okay. Thank you, Dave. I'd like to speak about Joan now. There are many words that describe Joan Jerns. Kind, caring, giving, a gentle soul, a loving heart, and a wonderful smile are a few that quickly come to mind. In Joan's obituary, it was said that her light-hearted nature was epitomized by the presence of a pink flamingo in a flower box above the door of her home. Joan dressed her flamingo in costumes during the course of the year in honor of special events or in time with the seasons. We'll never know just how many passers-by noticed Joan's flamingo as they hurried past her home on Clark Street, carrying on with the hustle and bustle of daily life. There is no doubt, however, that this small, playful, generous act brought smiles to a lot of people, many people who Joan would never meet. This subtle act of kindness is really what it's all about, putting a smile on someone's face when they least expect it, and ask for nothing in return. That was Joan. Now that I've talked about what was in Joan's obituary, I should also mention a word that wasn't used, that had been and is very fitting. The word is class. Not high class, not upper class, but simply class. In the Webster Dictionary, it describes class as having qualities that make someone or something special and attractive, and showing impressive character, very good and kind. This too was Joan Jerns. She was, in every respect, a class act. A lifelong resident of Stevens Point, Joan loved her community. We stand here today in honor of a person who gave so much, yet expected so little. Joan was a joy to all who knew her, and she will live forever in our hearts. That's okay.
But I thank you so much for honoring Joan. I thank you so much for honoring Joan. And she's older than I, or me, or whatever. Okay. She was a little bit older than I and a little bit wiser than I, and she always corrected me when I would tell a story or say something. And I know she wouldn't like me to say this, but she can't correct me now. But she really deserves this because she loved everybody. She loved Portage County and Stevens Point and her family and church. And thank you all, because this really means a lot to us. And it's a living legacy for Joan. Thank you, Sue.
The most fun of anyone I ever knew. I could write a book.
Anyone else? No? Okay. The next person we would like to speak to and about is Edie Krause. I love Edie too. Edie Krause has been described on multiple occasions as the ultimate professional volunteer and the one-woman foundation. In addition to these titles, I think Edie could also be described as a visionary. Edie understood the needs of her community, and she knew what it took to get them done. She was a founding member of the Women's Fund of Portage County, Interfaith Caregivers, now known as Volunteer Caregivers, and she was one of the original drivers for Meals on Wheels. As a testament to Edie's fortitude and tenaciousness, I have a short story I'd like to share with all of you, and what I've been told from reliable sources, and I assure you that they were reliable, that I would like to share with you. Edie, and this was when the girls were very young. So Edie would load the girls into a stroller and go down Main Street, right down Main Street here, asking for donations for United Way. During these outings, Edie's fundraising style could only be described as an equal opportunity solicitor. She didn't simply limit her ask to retail stores. When the opportunity arose, as it inevitably does when you walk down Main Street in Stevens Point, Edie did not hesitate to solicit funds from area taverns. This may not seem like a big deal today, but it is evidence to what I would describe as the caring tenacity of a person unafraid to do what hadn't been done before. In accordance with her trailblazing nature, Edie was United Way's second ever female campaign drive chair in 1987, raising over $600,000 for the community. And a little known fact, she was also the United Way of Portage County's first ever female board president in 1989. And with all of her accomplishments, Edie could also be counted on for her quick wit. We loved having meetings with Edie. She knew how to lighten a room with a quick joke and a smile that those who knew her loved and appreciated. Thank you, Edie, for never wavering to make this community, your community, the great place that it is. Thank you.
Thank you. As Kim will attest, when Mom saw these bricks happening, she said, I want one of those bricks. So this was her goal, to have this brick. So thank you for making it happen. I think Sue's being modest too, that Mom worked with you a lot, and I think she may have hired you. Is that right? I owe her a lot. Yeah, exactly. So I think you owe each other a lot, but she loved working with you, Sue. So we thank all of you for coming, and we wish our other sister Nancy could be here, but this will be great. We'll be able to come back and see this. So thank you, everybody.
One complaint is Carol said, we want Joe next to Andy. I don't know if we can move him, but or her. Okay. No. I shouldn't have said that. Why don't you tell me?
We know somebody with a jackhammer, Mary, and we're right on it. I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I know Fred Hebblewhite. He'll make it happen. Well, we really had a wonderful opportunity today to share stories and information about 3 amazing, loving, and caring women who so graciously and generously gave back to this community. I don't think, I know that we couldn't ask anything more of these 3 women. And so to all of you, their family and friends, we express a huge thank you. And we are committed to making sure that the contribution that they made lives on, and that it will, in fact, help our children and our elderly and our most vulnerable. So thank you all so much for coming out today. And please take a moment just to talk with each other. We love you, and have a great day. Thank you.